The transatlantic slave trade is one of the darkest chapters in African and global history. It spanned over 400 years, beginning in the 15th century and officially ending in the 19th century. But how did it start, and what led to its end? It began in the late 1400s when Portuguese explorers arrived on the West African coast. Initially, trade was limited to gold, ivory, and spices. However, as European colonies in the Americas grew, so did their demand for cheap labor. African rulers and merchants began trading prisoners of war, criminals, or rival tribespeople to European traders in exchange for guns, cloth, and rum. Over time, this exchange turned into a brutal system where millions of Africans were captured, shackled, and shipped across the Atlantic. Between the 16th and 19th centuries, an estimated 12 to 15 million Africans were forcibly taken to the Americas. Families were torn apart, societies destabilized, and entire regions were depopulated. The slave trade fueled violence, weakened African kingdoms, and left long-lasting scars that are still felt today. The end of the slave trade came through a combination of resistance and reform. Enslaved Africans resisted through rebellions and escape. In the late 18th century, abolitionist movements grew stronger in Europe and the Americas. Influential voices like Olaudah Equiano, a former enslaved African, helped humanize the horrors of slavery. Britain passed the Abolition of the Slave Trade Act in 1807, followed by other European powers. Finally, slavery itself was abolished across the British Empire in 1833, and in the U.S. by 1865. In Africa, though, some local slave systems continued for decades. The transatlantic slave trade may have ended, but its legacy still echoes in today's struggles for equality, justice, and healing across the African diaspora. Follow me for more history.